Strap in and get ready. You're about to experience Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in here to Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. I'm Clint. So on this one, it's kind of a amalgamation of a couple different episodes we were doing where we kind of veered off topic, which is odd for Brandon and I to do that. We definitely usually stay right on topic. But in this one, we went off topic. We were recording a couple episodes. We went off topic long enough that it made sense in the sense of it was personalities in NASCAR. So I thought it'd be a good kind of side episode. Not sure yet if this is going to be a Sunday one or just kind of a one thrown in the week there. But I hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Comment down below on how we can make this better, or if you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, that'd be great to hear from you also. So thanks, and have a great one.
Sure. Well, I do agree with you that the truck series generally tends to be a bit more exciting, and I'm not sure if it's the nature of the racing or if it's the personalities of the drivers
Also
in that series, because there's a lot more fights, it seems like, in the truck series.
Do you think they start to polish them too much by the Xfinity series?
Yeah, maybe that's what's happening, because certainly by the time they get to the Cup Series, I mean, 90% of these guys are just snooze fests to listen to them in interviews. There's no passion. You could say what you want about Denny Hamlin, and we certainly have. But he's passionate about what but the drivers like that are few and far between now. They do get, I think, more and more bland, if you will, the longer they're in.
I agree. I think corporate America or the sponsors
sure
want them to be polished in that way, and I think that's a shame, because you want your driver to be remembered, so that you're remembered because you're on their chest, you're on their car.
Certainly.
And sometimes being that abrasive, I would say more entertaining style personality, such as a Denny Hamlin or a Kyle Busch can be, is more memorable, even if they're Cody wearing it in the back.
Sure, certainly. Yes. Well, and like trying to tell Tony Stewart, listen, Home Depot wants you to cool off. You need to just.
They sent him to anger management.
Did they really?
They did, yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I actually
it didn't work, but they did.
And that to me, that's crazy, because I mean that goes to show, I guess, that there's a PR side to this, that maybe that's why the Xfinity series is. I don't know. There's some characters in there. There's the Austin Hills that are, not nice humans. You need the villains. You need the bad guys.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You need the hate rate, as you said in the last episode.
Absolutely.
I think that goes with our previous conversation about the shift in baseball, where it's like, okay, but hit it the other way. Right? Learn how to hit it the other way. Whereas I think in the old cars, because they didn't line up, you had to learn a certain finesse to how you bump somebody.
Sure.
You don't have look, Brad Keselowski at a super speedway or Joey Logano at a super speedway, both terrible for just nailing people, in a bump draft situation. But I think that's kind of the name of the game, is you have to. Whereas back then you kind of had to just a little bit. You rarely saw, for as intimidator as Dale Earnhardt Sr. was, you rarely saw him just barrel nose into somebody and take them out.
Sure.
He would politely move them out of the way a lot of times. But I just, again, from watching old races and remembering back then, not that he didn't spin people, but it didn't take as much to spin somebody back then.
Sure.
When he spun Terry Labonte at Bristol.
That's what I was going to say. The Terry Labonte at Bristol was the first thing.
Yeah, he didn't just head straight into the corner and take him out.
Yeah.
He put a bumper to him. And it was just maybe in a poor spot, or maybe knowing Senior, it was probably exactly the spot he wanted him to be in.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was a technique and there was a finesse to it.
Sure.
It wasn't just, there's no technique to
Most of the people that watch NASCAR, we all agree about who we don't like. Yeah. So that's nice.
Can I say, though, I was a Kyle Busch fan when nobody liked him.
Well, I mean, we're nobody's perfect, but no,
But because he was entertaining,
he has come around a lot. I will say that
he
he's grown.
has. But I think he cleaned it up too much.
Yeah,
That's
I
my.
mean,
I'm going to end this episode on that. He's cleaned
okay,
up too much.
okay. Kyle, if you're watching, you're boring. Clint says you're boring,
You're boring it up,
and I agree.
and
Kyle
I
Busch is
need
now
you.
boring. Well, the sport needs him.
The sport needs him to be the Kyle Busch that he was,
Yes, we
and
need.
Denny having to take that mantle, and he's not as good at it.
Yes, Denny just comes across like
It's annoying.
it's annoying. It's also pro wrestling. It's not.
Yes, it's fair.
Kyle Busch is much more.
Kyle Busch was just being Kyle Busch.
Yes, that's true.
I think.
Yes,
Denny Hamlin's trying to be Kyle Busch.
Denny Hamlin is just a narcissist who has decided to try to play a villain. I think Kyle Busch seems
was
like
just a villain.
is genuinely, and I think he's a nice guy at heart.
Do you think? Last question, and then we're done.
Sure.
Do you think he was as confused as anybody else when he came out at the Daytona 500 to cheers that first year?
Oh,
because I've heard like Carl Edwards and stuff being at an event, and then Kyle Busch comes out and people are cheering. And he's like, "What happened? What happened?
Sure.
What did I miss?"
Yeah, no, I'm sure he was. I mean,
probably walked out to, on driver intros expecting boo, and he was like,
well, and even the more recently with Denny Hamlin when he mentioned his dad and everything, when he won, what race was that? Did he win? To make
not
it to the
Phoenix.
Not. Thank you, William Byron, for blowing a tire.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, William Byron. You're my hero. You're a boring man.
Vegas.
Hero. Yeah, maybe it was Vegas. Yeah, but when he mentioned his dad, he said, "I normally give the fans a lot of shit," and everyone kind of clapped. And I was like, I mean, this shows that it doesn't have to be this way. And Kyle Busch is an example of that too. It doesn't. People change.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle Busch interview though. Right now,
sure.
I see a man trying to rein it in.
Okay.
I see something because every now and then you'll see like not a national televised interview, but like a YouTuber who's interviewing him, and you'll see a little bit of old Kyle Busch slip out in answers. Sure. Just a very much like, what the hell are we doing here? Especially when he's running like crap because it's with RCR, and I it's kind of killed his career, but he should have taken less money and stayed with Gibbs. But yeah, like people asked him, and he's like, "Running like crap. Like, what difference does it make?" It's kind of like Brad Keselowski said. They asked him if he still had a rivalry with Kyle Busch, and they did that commercial together. And he's like, "It's kind of hard to have a rivalry when you're both running in the back."
That's very fair.
Yeah,
that's very fair. Yeah. No, Kyle Busch has been outshined by Austin Dillon. Let's think about that, boys and girls.
What is Austin Dillon doing at Richmond that he's good at Richmond?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's absolute dog garbage everywhere.
Yes, no. I mean, the guy has besides winning at Richmond, the guy has like what 4 career top 10s. I mean, he's a dog shit driver, and with his granddad.
He won the Daytona 500. He won the Daytona 500.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a fluke too. That was one of these Trevor Bain types. Remember Trevor Bain?
Yeah,
man, what a
how big a deal that was. Everyone thought that this guy's going somewhere. No, he did not.
Yeah, second career. Yeah.
In all fairness, he hooked up with Roush on a downturn, kind of like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Same thing. Probably would have been a better driver. Gotten a Roush equipment.
Yeah,
they were on downhill.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Roush now, and I mean, but the fact that Kyle Busch is being outperformed by Austin Dillon, it's got
just that one race though.
I know that's true. That's true.
Every other race, Kyle Busch is the star of RCR, which is 18th place or so. But
you're the best mediocre driver that we could ever hope for right now.
I just see a guy who's because the first year it was like, wow, okay, he can win an RCR equipment, and now you just see a man defeated.
Yes.
I don't know. Is it me? Is it the car? And I'm here to tell you, it's the car.
Yeah. I mean, he did pull out some top 10s at the end of the year.
Top 5 at Phoenix.
Yeah, he did because you and I were texting about it after. Okay, well, it kind of got outshined obviously by the fact that Denny Hamlin is a loser because he's a loser.
I believe that Kyle Busch guy outran Denny Hamlin at
That's
Phoenix.
great, and then that's because Hamlin lost the championship.
He did.
Yeah,
Part of me feels bad for him, but not
he
always.
has 0, as in bupkis, as
You know
in
what
none.
you know what
Squat, silch, 0.
You know what I forgot to mention in our championship? Remember the episode we did with the different championships if it had been under the old point system? Denny Hamlin still would not have a championship.
Yes, and that was something.
Under no format does he have a championship.
After that episode, that is something I thought of after we got off the air. I was like, wait a minute. Either way, he has none. So
Either way. 60 wins.
Yeah.
Good career.
He is
he's just generation's Mark Martin.
Exactly.
Better.
I was just
better. Yeah.
He is Mark Martin with more talent, but he's Mark Martin with a chip on his shoulder. If Mark Martin was a prick, like Mark Martin was never really a prick. Are we allowed to say prick? Yeah. Prick. I'll keep saying it. But if we get censored by YouTube,
so be it.
Yeah, so be it.
Thanks for listening to Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a suggestion? Leave a comment down below. The boys would be happy to hear from you. Until next time, have a great week.